it it gets that's the worst part of the job is all the documentation. Oh, we got ourselves a bit of a crosswind. Yes, sir. By cracky. I didn't change my heading bug. I hope it doesn't have a negative. Whoops, I never selected runway for takeoff. I'm breaking all sorts of laws. Please forgive me. Do you forgive me, chat? Do you forgive me, Boomster? Shit. I hate stepping on people. What am I supposed to go up to 3,000? Okay. Niner. We can take off some throttle. Let's get up to 3,000 before I do too much. We're kind of seesawing back and forth. Oh, I need a contact center. Sure. Ah! For Christ's sake. Okay. Right as I get crazy. Got him. Pull out some throttle. That'll stop it. There's a dude up there. Thin it out a little bit. Now we can trim it and see how we do. See if we can keep her pretty steady. Not too shabby. Our ground speed is shit, but we got to remember that we're going into a wind now. If you can hear me pushing a button, it's me trying to trim it. And I'll do a wheel here that's a little bit more fine-tuned trim. I have a different yoke coming for the hockey week because I'll be taking my laptop up. And I'm not taking this shitty yoke up. Be kind of cool. I got the week off of... I took the week off of work, so I'll be... While he's at the hotel, or while he's at the hockey camp, I can be flying or doing homework, because, you know, I'm still in getting my master's. So, be doing homework. Making sure I'm on top of homework. This class I'm in right now is... The professor is pretty... pretty... I'm not going to say hard ass. He requires more participation, less participation than most other professors do at the master's level. So, I mean, we have to basically participate in class Uh, on top of the assignments, we have to participate 7 times over the week on at least 3 different days. So you can't just go one day and do a shitload of class participation um, in one day and say, you know what, I'm good for the week. You can't do that. It's got to be over uh, at least 3 different days. So, like, I did some today. So that's a Thursday. My classes go Thursday to Wednesday for masters. For my bachelor's, it was Sunday, no, Monday to Sunday. I think it was Monday to Sunday. Um, so then I did it today, and I'll do some more. Maybe. I don't know if I'll have time at work. Work's pretty nice. They let me, because they wanted me to go full time. Um, and I was very hesitant about doing it because I was a contract worker for the county for a year and a half, and they said, you know, you want to do full time, and I'm like, I just can't do the 40 hours plus go to school full time. Masters isn't easy. I'm not saying the bachelor's was, but and they said, well, you can do, if you got time in between clients, we're not going to overload you with clients, and they did, but have since backed off, and because it was too much of a struggle. I couldn't do both. Maybe some people can, but I mean, I was at one point in time I had 19 different clients, service facilitating or case managing for most of them, like 13 of them, and I'm like, we need to back the fuck off, because I was I was keeping up with everything okay. I was keeping up mostly with the paperwork, which is, like I said, the worst part about it. I was keeping up okay with homework, but I was getting burnt the hell out quickly. So now I have about 10 or 11. And it's, I mean, I would be fine with it while I'm going to school if it was down to 8 or 9, but 10 or 11 is fine. I can still get by. And I'm salaried, so it's not like I get paid more for, if I have 20 clients, I don't get paid more. I mean, one could argue that I don't get paid anyway, but but like I said, you don't get into this job for the money. And most days I do enjoy working with my clients. Um, Most of the time. There's always a couple that, like, I'm not I'm not so sure why I'm seeing this guy. He's not engaging in any sort of conversation. Um, he's not listening to anything I say. And I think I got a new boss. And my new boss is a little bit more receptive to, not saying that the old one wasn't, just the old one was more attached to every single client because she had been with them for many years, usually 10 years, if not more, with some of them. And there was this one in particular that I'm thinking about that didn't really do anything with him. He was, it could be argued he didn't even have an addiction, but they said he did. I don't know what his addiction was. He's he was schizoaffective. He was diagnosed schizoaffective. Let me say that. Um, and when he wasn't taking his medications, he was a little scary to be around. As long as he's taking his medications, he's fine. You know, I've known him since I was an intern 2.5 years ago, and he's been taking his medications as he should be, and there hasn't been an issue. Now, before I got there, he was not taking his medications, and he would be walking around the town square naked with a machete. That's a little scary. And there's been other clients that other people that I work with have had an issue with, or um, didn't feel safe around. I've never had an issue of not feeling safe around them. Um, there was one there was one particular client between him and I'm being very careful here for what I say. I didn't feel that I was a good fit in the team because of the situation, and it was not a healthy situation for me. So I requested and got taken off of that case, and I'm certainly better off for it. I It's hard to say whether or not the family is. I would venture to say that one of the family members would say they're better off. Um, and then there's another one that I'm not ethically. I think the other one would be better off with a different service facilitator. I'm not I'm not trained in what this person needs. But it's hard to discuss that because the other person wants me to stay with them, even though I'm not really doing what they need to be done. If that makes any sense. So it can be a tough situation, and especially if you see them out in public, it can be odd because it's a relatively small area where I am, and you're gonna see your clients. There's no there's no ifs about it. It's gonna be when. So that can get a little dicey if you're not seeing eye to eye with the one client. On the other hand, I've had a client tell me to fuck off before, and it's they were just I didn't take it personally. They were just going through a hard time and frustrated with other things, and I had to be the first person on speed dial that day. That's As far as clients go. That's the closest I've been to having uh, an issue with a client. Otherwise, I get along with even the client that I didn't do anything for, and I asked to be taken off. I liked them, and they liked me. I just feel I wasn't doing what um I guess I would just say I wasn't comfortable with the level of service I was providing. So, and take that is what you may. I'm a perfectionist, so which is hard when you're dealing with people and addictions and stuff like that.
Approach November 6311 Papa with you 8500. November 6311.
Because you just want to smack some of them when you say, well, you just not. Can you not shoot up, or can you not take half a bottle of pills tonight, please? For me, can you do it? Can you take a night off? Stop going to the ER for pain meds. They're not going to give you any. And some you try to help. You could see them going down a path, and I'm saying this with a smile on my face because of the situation now. But I told this person that I'm like, hey, look, you keep doing this, you're gonna be in not a good spot, and kept going. They kept towing the line, so to speak. And I said, look, this is. Let me show you. Let me connect the dots here for you. This is what's going to happen. And that happened, and this happened, and that happened, just like I said. And I'm like, hey, you know what's next? And, well, yeah, but it's going to be fine. It wasn't fine. And now they're stable, so I can kind of relax a little bit about it. But, you know, addicts are a funny group. And I can say this because I am one. We don't like to listen. If you tell an addict that something's going to happen if they don't change, you can guarantee you they're not going to change. Just to spite you. It's the same thing if you tell them that they can't do something. Except if you tell them that they can't quit using drugs. Then they'll say, yep, you're right. But any other thing, you know, they'll do it just to spite you. I was the same way. Now don't drink that. I'm gonna drink the bottle now. Tell me what are you not my dad. Many mistakes were made. I never did turn off my. Let's turn them off now. You know, I probably should be dead. Both because of things I did while under the influence of God knows what, but because of what it did to my body too. I mean, my numbers were sky high, and my doctor was like, I don't know why these numbers are so off. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, well, I got a pretty good reason why they are, Doc. I'm not going to tell you though. I mean, they were. If I'd have kept going, I'd have been dead by now. And that was 5.5 years ago. No doubt in my mind, I'd have been dead right now. You just can't. You can't put in to your body what I was putting in and not expect something bad to happen. And, you know, when I got, because I quit in 2013, quit everything in 2013. 2015, I got diagnosed with cancer in the tongue, and they had to take a third of my tongue out. I think I've discussed this before. And people are like, wow, doesn't it suck that you get clean sober, and then, 2 years after you're clean and sober, you get diagnosed with cancer that was caused from the stuff that you did. I'm like, is it ironic? I'm sure. Does it piss me off? No. Because you can't expect no consequences. I always said you can't you can't ingest what I ingested and expect to come out the other side without any scars, so to speak. You know, you're not God. I think somebody tried to tell me that at one point in time too. I said, "Oh yeah, watch this." And I loved smoking cigarettes. Loved it. I tried smoking a carton of cigarettes in 2.5 days. I almost did it. The only reason I think I didn't is because we were at state bowling, and yeah, hold my beer exactly. Perfect metaphor. The only reason I couldn't smoke a carton of cigarettes in 2.5 days is because
Approach November 6.
we were at state bowling, and this was after the cigarette ban inside went into place. So while we were bowling, I couldn't smoke in there, and that's over the span of the 2 days. I mean, that was 5 hours, 5.5 hours that I couldn't smoke. Otherwise, I would have done it because I only had 2.5 packs left. I need to watch my height. I'm getting too high. But you know, there are so many times I could have gotten in a fight. I drove drunk or high so many times I can't even count. And I only got one DUI out of all of that, which is incredible. Because there are many times, many nights where I'd be driving like home from golf or something, and you know, I'd have to have one eye closed in order to see straight. I'm lucky I didn't kill anybody. There was some very dark times, especially towards the end. And you know, it wasn't. It had got scary when I realized that it was no longer a choice. I was no longer in control. That's a scary thing to tell an addict. Hey, you know what? You're no longer in control. And they'll deny it. For a little bit anyway. But you plant that seed in their head and say, you know, you're not in control of this. It's controlling you. You plant that seed in their head, and sooner or later, usually later, unfortunately, it'll hit them, and you know, because they can go to a treatment center or whatever for everybody else. You know, if they don't go wanting help themselves, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they have the best therapists in the world, best counselors in the world, best setting in the world. If they don't want to change, they're not going to. In order for anything to have a success, they have to want it. And then that's not even guaranteed that they'll be successful. You know, that's just one aspect of it. There's a lot to it. That's real talk, man. There's some shit that I've seen that, you know, you think you're a hard ass and stuff, but there's some stuff that you can't, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like somebody that OD'd on heroin, you know, the way that how they're just sitting there, and that's how they were the last minute, second that they were alive. They haven't moved, you know. Well, that's obvious because they're all purple. You know, fingertips are purple, cheeks and stuff purple, and the needle and everything is sitting, you know,
Orbit Oscar
there.
1984. You were 6.5 miles west. Turn left heading 050. Expect
You know, they were probably planning on having a cigarette or something afterwards because there's stuff there.
turn left heading 050.
And you're just you're left looking at the
Orbit Oscar 1984.
at what's left, and it is sad. It's something that even if you don't know the person, it's something that you can't get out of your head. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if showing these pictures, you know, of these people in school, if that would do a damn thing. I'm trying to think. You know, when I grew up, they showed, you know, all of the gross pictures of people,
Vault approach American Pacific
you know,
Code
smokers.
075 is out of 12,204.
You know, people that had half their jaw cut out because of cancer or something. That didn't affect me. I still smoke. Come on. Let's not jump all over the place. Runway 18, huh? Alright, select approach. Runway 18. Visual approach? Which would be... Sure? Yeah, it's a sight that's just sad. All right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a good Friday. And if I don't see it all over the weekend, have a good weekend, man. Always a pleasure talking to you, my dude. Be good to yourself. Especially if no one else will. I'm going to try like hell, my man. Later, dude. And we timed out the flights just right. We're not going to run into either one of the storms. I'm not. Let me take a look. Where's... So runway 18... Let's... Come on. Is... Oh, so that's straight up. Straight up, now tell me, do you want to be me if you have a... Oh. So that's we're going to be going straight south then. That makes sense because it's 180, runway 18. Let's try and stay around 3,000 though.
Approach on 135.45. 135.45. American Pacific 2075.
Bow, bow, bow. Wonder how far. Ah, it's Lake Winnebago is what that's called. There is a mental health facility up there. So this approach is having me go that way. Let me select an approach here. Let me go up to load, activate. We need to stay on heading 050. And we're not. Come on. Let's turn our heading button to 18. Oops, 18. There we go. Let's get up to 3,000. About half an hour.
Bold approach, beach November 5033 Victor, visit 12,200, descending 2,900. Beach November 5033 Victor, bold approach, roger, altimeter 2983.
Couple of swipes from the trim. Should get us back up to 3,000. Let's pay attention to where we're going. Get back on our heading.
Orbit Oscar 1, 984. Turn right heading 080.
Alright, 8
Turn right heading
080, roger that.
1984.
Standard right turn. We need to get back up.
H33 Victor. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0. Going to 127.0. Beach 33 Victor.
Getting pushed slightly off course. We'll fix that quickly enough. Come on. We're like nuts right on the.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
Why?
Turn left to heading 050.
Left 050. Oops.
Turn left heading 050. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
All right, Chief. Here we are.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Turn right heading 080.
Why you do this to me, Tower?
Turn right heading 080. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
They're doing that on purpose. I can feel it. You know what? Let's make him turn back and forth quite a bit. Right when he's got his altitude right, let's make him turn. So he either gains or loses altitude. Hey, I can see my plane now in ForeFlight. Get down. Don't you creep up on me. Gone now. Get. Stop. Thank you. Don't make me reduce throttle on your ass. I'll do it too. I'm crazy enough. So at some point in time, it's going to have us go left, heading north to Alaska. Because if we're coming in on runway 18, we need to go. We're coming in perpendicular to it. Know what I'm saying? And I'm not far enough north. I mean, it'd be fine if I was perpendicular to it, but if I was further north to come in to make a right turn. But I am not. I mean, like, it looks like I'm like right even with the
Orbit Oscar 1,
start of the runway.
Turn left heading 050. Turn left heading 050.
I'll play your game.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
A vicious game you play to make me feel this way. Oh, don't wanna turn. Right. That looks like it is Lake Poygan. Directly.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
Fuck you, Tower. You're doing this on purpose now. You're trolling me. Tower's trolling me.
Turn right heading 080. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
That road will take you up to Stevens Point. For Point Beer, which I'm heard is delicious. I don't know. I was never a beer snob. I was never into the IPAs and all that fun stuff. I didn't care what it was. Colt 45. Come on. Get up for me, baby. You know you want to. Pay attention to my heading. Sometimes you just gotta pull back on the yoke. Make it yawn. This weather shouldn't affect us at all, so that's the good news. Yeah.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Turn left heading 050.
Let's do that on purpose.
Turn left heading 050. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
Come on.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Turn right heading 080. Turn right heading 080. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84.
Incredible. The incredible edible egg. We're really not going to pass anything of major interest. Look, kids, Parliament, Big Ben. Big Ben, Parliament. Be interesting to see how they have me doing this pattern, traffic pattern. About 23 minutes.
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Contact Chicago Center on 127.0.
Chicago Center 127.0.
127.0. Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Chicago Center, Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. With you.
What you want?
Orbit Oscar 1, Niner 84. Become Chicago Center, Roger. Altimeter 2981. Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn left heading 050. Turn left heading 050. Orbit Oscar 1984. Orbit 8657. Contact Chicago Center on 133.3.
It'd be great if they told you why.
Going to 133.3.
Because I said so.
8657.
You do what I tell you. Y50.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn right heading 080.
Why you gonna follow me like that?
Orbit Oscar 1984.
Practicing my left and right turns. Bob and weave. Bob and weave. Come on now. Let's not piss them off with my attitude. My altitude. Freudian slip.
Piper 60 Mike. Contact Green Bay approach on 126.3.
Chicago Center, what the fuck are you doing?
126.
Chicago Center, you're making me dizzy.
Mike.
How you doing, Posh man? Chicago Center orbit 1984. Will you stop drinking the Jack Daniels, please? And I'm trying. Why would Chicago even have me? Is this technically still part of their airspace, I assume? Because I'm a hell of a lot closer to Green Bay than I am Chicago. I'm a lot closer to Milwaukee. I don't know. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Orbit 8476.
This has to be coming right on at the... I'm perpendicular with... Fuck you, Chicago.
Heading 050. Turn left heading 050. Orbit Oscar 1984.
We're also going to need one of those barf bags.
126.3 for orbit 8476. Chicago Center, November 5480, November, with you. November 5480, November, Chicago Center, Roger. Altimeter 2983.
Gonna check on SkyVector. It's like every time I get my altitude steady, they fucking change me.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn right heading 085. Turn right heading 085. Orbit Oscar 1984.
I passed it. If they just would have let me fly in how I wanted to fly in, I'd be fine. Tower thinks they're better than me. You think you're better than me? Tower says yes. Yes, I do. Okay, alright, you're right. Ugh. So I'm going to be landing. That's going to be a crosswind. That's going to be a left crosswind. Unfortunately.
Oscar 1984. Turn
Suck my cock!
50. Turn left heading 050. Orbit
Roger, Chicago.
1984.
Every once in a while, at O'Hare, I'll listen to O'Hare at night while I'm sleeping, and I'll wake up. It'll be like 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning, and whoever's in tower in the overnight, it just gets the red ass when they're talking to international flights. The guy's basically yelling obscenities at like Air India. What the? I just got to 050.
Turn right heading 080. Orbit Oscar 1984.
He's yelling at Air India the one night because Air India was not sure which gate or which taxiway to take, as so they thought it was a good idea to stop on the runway. You can't hear me.
American Pacific 360.
Well, that's an issue. Don't think I touched anything. No, we're still good. Did you click back onto the screen? Because we're still bouncing out the old sound waves. They're gonna yell at me for being too high pretty damn soon. I didn't do anything. Sometimes if you take your focus off of a screen, it'll mute the sound. Where are you flying? I am flying to Oshkosh, Wisconsin for the aviation thingy that I can't remember the name of, so I'm calling it aviation thingy. Oh, shit. We got some action on our VOR needle. Whatever. Fine. I need to stay down though. That's what she said. Huh. Yeah, I flew up to Viroqua, Wisconsin, and then I looked at the weather and said, you know what, I could fly to Oshkosh in between. We got some storms going through, and it just so happens that I'm like right in between. Am I going on AirVeg? I'm not, no, because I just recently started flying, and I'm not too proficient in it yet. So I want to go get my PPL next year, but I want to kind of be a little bit ahead of the game in you know,
Indianapolis Center on 124.4.
the terminology and, you know, all of the technical aspects of it.
Destination ATIS is 125.9.
Thank you.
Chicago Center, Piper November 6360, Mike with you. Piper November 6360, Mike, Chicago Center, Roger. Altimeter 2.
So I have the realism settings on basically max. I think the only thing I have custom is something weird, like auto rudder or something. But I don't use auto rudder because I have rudder pedals. I don't know.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Contact
19er.
approach on 126.3.
I get my master's next year, and that's what I'm going to give myself for shit. Wrong button. That's what I'm going to give myself for graduation is pilot's lessons.
Green Bay approach. Orbit Oscar 1984 with you. Orbit Oscar 1984. Green Bay approach. Roger. Altimeter 2982. Piper 00 Quebec.
I always turn those the wrong way.
On 119.4.
Guaranteed.
119.4. Piper 00 Quebec.
Don't like to say with you when checking with like these Microsoft sim nerds. You don't like that? Can I say your boy Hooks with? No, I can't say you.
Turn left heading 050.
Alright, Green Bay, your boy Hooks. Turn into 050.
50. Orbit Oscar 1984.
They know you. I know. Makes sense. It's just that that's something that sounds. Sounds. I don't know. But I would agree. It doesn't sound professional at all. Every time I get this trimmed out, they make me turn. Shit. And I'm like way off my heading too. Saw that coming. They have me turning so much, I don't know where the hell I'm even going anymore. I'm over Lake Poygan. Come on back. I've never heard Smooth Ride. I listen to O'Hare Tower every night. I've never heard him say Smooth Ride. But that's O'Hare. It's very fascinating to listen to. Now, if you'd have told me a couple of years ago that I'd be listening to air traffic control, you'll hear Smooth Ride on Center. Yeah, I think I'm tuned to Tower at night.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn left heading 050.
I don't hear him telling everybody to turn every 5 seconds.
050.
That's what I don't.
1984.
Is Smooth Ride like smooth jazz? We're gonna be coming in a crossway, and I'm not super good at landing to begin with. Smooth jazz.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn right, heading 085.
But yeah, the one night, the Air India flight, they weren't sure which taxiway to take, and so they were kind of confused, and they stopped on the active runway, and Tower just fucking had it. What are you doing, Air India? You don't stop on an active runway. Take whatever. And they come back on and said that, they had passed it. And he goes, well, then take the next one. Don't stop on an active runway. It was pretty funny. I woke up. I laughed. Ha 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 ha. They're having me come in like directly perpendicular with this fucking runway. I guess I am a little bit far. Never mind, I'm dumb. Just imagine I didn't say anything. Stop popping up messages. I know that there's airspace ahead of me. You've told me 1,000 times, Dad. I bet that message says that there's airspace ahead. Got it.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn left, heading 045.
Fine.
Turn left, heading 045.
You know, if they just would have let me go how I was going, I'd have been fine. I wouldn't have had to have turned all this fucking much. So now they're going to vector me in.
Orbit Oscar 1984.
Really?
Heading 080. Turn right, heading 080. Orbit Oscar 1984. Orbit Oscar 1984.
I'm fucking going.
105. Turn right, heading 105. Orbit Oscar 1984.
So they're going to have me come straight down to V191, or are they going to have me go to the next one? They are. The AI is frustrating. It's like I know what they're trying to do, but I don't think in real life they would be vectoring me this much, or making me change headings. You don't play flight sim, so you don't know what they're trying to do. They're trying to correct my direction. But, if they would just have me do it just one time when I get closer to when it needs to be done. Granted, I suppose in real life you can't do that because you do have other traffic, but I don't know. All right. So ForeFlight is saying 8 minutes, and GPS is saying 4, but that might be just to the. Let's pay attention to where the hell I'm going. Come on.
Orbit Oscar 1984.
See, I didn't, since I was off track there for a little bit. They're gonna correct me by having me go all the way over to 050, and by the time I hit there, see, I didn't even get that far.
Turn right heading 135, descend and maintain 2,800. Orbit Oscar 1984. Orbit Oscar 1984. Turn right heading 160. Turn right heading 160. Orbit Oscar 1984.
All right, we're gonna go full rich. Yep, passed it. All right, we're at 2,800. You turn fuel pump on in a descent? No. Carb heat though. That storm is not a factor. I can see the runway.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Airport is 10 miles. At your 1 o'clock, turn right heading 185. Port runway in sight.
Runway's inside.
Green Bay approach. Didn't copy that. Please repeat for Orbit Oscar.
Shit, I hit the wrong button.
Orbit Oscar 1984. Airport is 9 miles. At your 1 o'clock, turn right heading 185. Port runway in sight. Turn right heading 185. Orbit Oscar 1984. Orbit Oscar 1984. I have the runway in sight. Orbit Oscar 1984. You are 9 miles north. Climb and maintain 2,800. Clear visual. Runway 18 approach. Contact Oshkosh Tower on 118.5. Climb and maintain 2,800.
I'm
Clear visual.
literally 100 feet off of it.
Tower
All right.
118.5. Orbit Oscar 1984. Oshkosh Tower. Orbit Oscar 1984 is 8 miles north. Inbound visual. Runway 18 approach. Orbit Oscar 1984. Oshkosh Tower. Make straight in. Runway 18. Altimeter 2983. Make straight in. Runway 18. Orbit Oscar 1984.
So what am I supposed to be at here? Info, please. Taxi diagram. Why is it not show me glide slope stuff? Really? What we got for wind?
Oshkosh Airport information. Kilo 0018 Zulu. Wind 124 at 6. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky conditions. View cloud at 3,700. View cloud cloud at 11,000. Temperature 23, 2.19er.
6. All
Altimeter
right.
29er 83.
All right.
Orbit Oscar 19er 84.
Oh, shit.
My last transmission.
Yeah, my bad.
Cleared to land.
I
Runway 18. Orbit Oscar 19er 84.
Okay, let's cut some power. We'll put on some flaps here soon. All right, flaps. Flappy flaps. I got this. Fuck yes, I do. You haven't seen my recent landings, have you? I've been bouncing them for some reason. Let's get over here lined up. What is the altitude of the runway? I need a new iPad mini. This thing's slow as fuck. $23.29. What? You cray. You cray. Let's do another notch flash for the fuck of it. 808 is airport elevation. Thank you. I don't know why the density elevation was 23. Let's get lined up. So it's the slight crosswind that's making us crabby. Okay. I'm too high? Yeah. I'll be alright. Do a loop to loop. Eep. There we go. I need to learn to line that up more left, or more right, I should say.
$500.
Thank you. All right, we are going power to idle. Turning on our landing lights. A little late. A little late, better than never. Not horrible. It still bounced on me.
19er 84. Exit runway when able.
It still bounced, but whatever. We walked away. There is an exit coming up on my right and left. We'll take the left one. You gotta flare the thing. See, I've been told that you don't flare it. A space shuttle, you flare.
Orbit Oscar 198.
I'm turning. Get off my ass tower. I'm turning to 050. So it's still a work in progress. I mean, it's better than what I have been doing. So
Orbit Oscar 1984. Did you copy?
yes. Sorry.
Going to 121.9er. Orbit Oscar 19er.
You flare everything. Whoever told you that, idiot, a pilot told me that. So you said in a Cessna you don't flare. Shitty pilot then want him to. He's not talking about a jet. I understand. I understand the point though. Oh, I never did contact them, did I? Let's go to. I'm gonna get off right here. And this is. I want to go to. It's east parking.
Oshkosh round. Orbit Oscar 1984. Request taxi to east. Orbit Oscar 1984. Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Charlie 1 Charlie Charlie 2.
All right.
Taxiing to general
Give me the
aviation
progressive
taxiway
taxi.
Alpha Charlie 1 Charlie Charlie 2. Orbit Oscar 1984.
Where the oops. Resume. Hold up. I don't see where. What? Oh, I turned too soon. My bad. All right, fine. Fine. Just your 2 cents. I've done that. I just need to get practice at it. The problem that I've had is that when I've done to flare it, I've ballooned. I have a tendency to balloon when I do that. I mean, there I was trying to look down the runway, and I just need practice. I just need to practice it. I need to fucking park before I get struck by lightning. I appreciate the advice though. I am down for any advice that anybody wants to give me. I will take. Except if they tell me to not even try it. I'll say, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. But it'll be interesting to see how my flight instructor, whoever it will be, is going to
entered runway 13.
Roger. How he's going to approach me, because I do only have one hand, so. And I know of other ABTs that have their pilot's license. So it's just a matter of, I'm probably going to have to sit in the right seat, which is going to suck. But I probably use my brakes too much. Yeah. That's hence the name. I have just my left hand. Come on. Don't peter out on me now. And not the greatest job. Part idle. That up. Let's put our flaps up. Brake down. Alright, we can turn off our lights. Won't over control the crap out of the plane like you did in training. I hope I hope to do well. We're gonna shut her down. Turn that off, but my switch, master switch, doesn't work for some reason. Let's see what we got here. We're in beautiful shape. This particular engine has 16.2 bodies in it, or 2 hours in it. The body has 27.3. I may or may not have had to do a complete overhaul once or twice when I first started out. I had a bit of a tendency. I didn't read the instruction manual, so there was a couple of issues to begin with. But that's going to wrap up my stream for tonight. Podgeman, thank you for stopping by. I will be streaming this all weekend, and I'll be doing a little bit of this tomorrow night, and then Warships 2. Concorde batteries. You have one in your plane? What kind of plane you got, my man? You need a co-pilot? Want to teach me how? I like to have fun when I fly. I'm trying to do all my flying in a Cessna because that's the type of plane that I'll be flying here. And you're a Grumman 5B. Top of my head, I'm not knowledgeable enough to know what that looks like. I've heard of the name before. So, you know, all my friends that play this, you know, are in CRJs and 737s and shit, and they're like, why don't you come on, get at least in a, it looks like a Piper, okay. Why don't you get in a CRJ at least, and or whatever, fly with us, because I'm not going to be flying that in real life. So that's what I'm concentrating on right now. Maybe later on, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you have a good Thursday night. Those streams are lame. The small planes are more fun to watch. I try to make them fun. I have a tendency to fly into storms. Sometimes not to my advantage. So, have a great Thursday night. Have a good weekend as well if I don't see you. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. And talk to you later. Deuces.